I love that countdown music.
Hello, and welcome back
Oh.
to the Brasso and Johnny show. That's right. I've officially changed my name to Brasso because I love Brasso that much. Just kidding. It is Wednesday. So that means, guys, it's 1 week until Willow. No, it's the Andor finale. Although I am excited for Willow.
Well,
This Willow.
still haven't seen the original. I need to watch out for it.
As a fake out with Willow, but hot
Hello,
damn,
hello.
hot
damn, huh?
damn. Andor episode 12, Rick's Road. Whoa, wooey, zooey mama.
Gibbs is not here. He's currently on the road.
It's Thanksgiving time, everyone. So we're
Thanksgiving
trying to put this together. My house flooded. I didn't think with this.
Yeah, Levi's house flooded. Yeah, we did. We were debating on doing a reaction last night, but
a lot, just so
a whole
much,
slew of things happened
much
that we couldn't.
I swear, outside this door, it's a war zone. I have no floor out there.
Levi's house flooded again. I don't know if you got that the first time.
It's not good. Not good. Not good time.
His room was the only one scathed.
Thank God. You would not even. Yeah, you wouldn't be able to tell from. Anyway,
but
I got home.
Most of his room is made out of cardboard and paper.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah.
I don't know if you know how that mixes with water, but usually not so good.
Not so good. But I got home, had to wade through water to my room. Real sad, real depressed. And then I was like, oh, but you know what? It's
literally walking through water.
It's time to watch Andor. And Andor hyped me the fuck up because goddamn, good ass finale, good ass show. Andor
10 out of 10 show, dude.
10 out of 10.
Spoiler alert, 10 out of 10 show.
Cemented as my favorite piece of Star Wars in the last 6 years or whatever.
Wholeheartedly agree.
Without even a doubt.
Yep.
I unabashedly love this show and what it did. I'm
killed it. Top to bottom, amazing show from every freaking side of production.
Every facet.
Every facet. 11 out of 10. 11 out of 10, sure. Give it 11 out of 10.
Hey, but the show has bricks, so that means it's not good.
Right.
Have you seen that take?
No, I have not, but that's a silly take.
It's all right. It doesn't. We don't need to go into.
Are you sure?
Yeah, this is some people dunking on other people on Twitter for. It doesn't matter. People.
That doesn't happen on Twitter.
We don't want it. We're not talking about drama. We're talking about Andor.
Andor.
What? Like, I mean, yeah. Like now it's.
Top of the show stuff though, just quick. We have a special guest coming in later, maybe, and then also we'll pull some people on at the end if you guys want.
If you're here,
we'll gauge it.
It is Thanksgiving. If you're here. It's a dead week. My house flooded. I can't get over that. So the vibes.
Literally, yeah.
The vibes are all off.
The vibes have been off for the past 24 hours.
Yeah, vibes are all over the place. But Andor's vibes were all on. That's all. I just gotta keep coming back because I cannot, like, oh my god. From this show's inception, it had, I think, by far the most doubters of like who wants.
Absolutely, and I was in that boat. I think we both were in that boat at a time. Andor show,
Cassian Andor,
Andor show,
and now I'm like, god damn, is Cassian Andor like one of my favorite characters in Star Wars?
Yeah, I mean, he might be like the GOAT now.
Like, oh my god, yeah, we'll talk about that, Dimes. I mean, Tony Gilroy's like, it just depends on how much money Bob Iger is willing to pump into it. It could be 2023, late 2023.
Notice how you said Bob Iger?
Well, I said Bob Iger because Bob Iger is CEO, but he just said Disney in the comment. Hypothetically, because they're filming until August next year. Hypothetically, if they pumped money, so basically, quick aside, because Tony Gilroy, he's always very open. He just says it how it is, no matter if there's spoilers or whatever.
He likes to spoil a little bit too.
He'll just say he doesn't.
He'll just say things.
So he was saying, like, hey, like. From his experience, they turned around his version of Rogue One really quickly, and they dumped a lot of money into it. And he's been able to see that they can turn it around in like 3 months or whatever. So he's like, it could happen, but it's probably 2024. But he's like, if they want to pump money into it, like, it can be done.
Sure.
They are actively filming season 2 right now, and it's shooting until the middle of next year. Long ass shoot, but it's gonna be worth it because
long ass show. One of the longer ones.
And if it's even like, well, I was
remote.
Say it's remotely as good as
this. Good as this season.
I don't
it's
know.
Gonna be.
We're set.
And especially because we're getting closer to like more of the like exciting things to come.
Yep.
So
K2SO.
I think it's gonna hit. What'd you say?
I said K2SO is gonna be there. He talked about that. He talked about that today.
Hopefully the Ghost Crew.
Maybe so. Maybe they can make some little cameo appearances.
Yavin 4.
Oh, for sure.
Bale.
We're gonna get
Halp,
Yavin.
Tarkin, Krennic.
We're gonna get. I
Come
mean,
on now.
especially with the post-credit scene, it's almost.
Yeah.
I feel like almost certain we're gonna get.
Tarkin
some
and
of those-
Krennic,
any of those characters.
Vader, Palpatine. The first two likely candidates. The other two, maybe.
Maybe. But yeah, seriously, like there was a moment during this episode when I had the realization, like, is Cassian Andor like a top 5, like 10 Star Wars character?
Yeah.
I was like, what's happening? It's the moment when he puts his hand on his dad's, on Clem's brick, and has that like moment, and I was like, God, like the development of this guy over the show, I was like, holy shit, like we've been
good.
on such a journey. And then the end, to end it with, I'm just getting into it because I've been
No, do it.
Like when the first time he was on that Fondor, he was literally like, drop me off, I don't care, let me go. And oh, monochrome, no, mid-row, no, Caffin. But he's like, I don't care, I don't want to be a part of this, just let me go. And now he chooses to go back to the Fondor. It's like, you either kill me or take me on this journey, because that's how committed he is.
Yeah, we'll come up. We'll start a search party.
I think they were searching last night. I don't think they
Yeah,
turned
they were
up
searching
much.
last night. Didn't work out.
He was meant, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Well, okay.
But yeah, wholeheartedly, yes.
The absolute arc of all of these characters, the way, and
Not even just not even just Cassian. I feel like everyone has had a to B.
dude,
friggin'
when
character
Luthen
arc.
was just watching, and his like the look on his face,
Yeah,
and you can just the story.
I love the observing shots of Luthen. A lot
The story-
he observed a lot this ep. And I loved it.
the story that Stellan Skarsgård told with his just same with Andy Serkis in the prison episodes, that you just can read so much into his face. The show does not hold your hand, but that moment,
No.
man, when he's seeing what rebellion looks like, he's seeing this other side of rebellion where the people are rising up against the empire.
Revolting.
And when he's there, to kill Cassian. He's there to kill a good guy, but he's watching this happen, and like the look on his face. Oh, it's all so good. I can't.
You see, because they cut back to him a few times, and you see him slowly kind of realize, and literally all that is done in an expression.
Yeah, none of it is through dialogue. I am
Yeah.
overwhelmed with how satisfied I was with this finale. I cannot. I just my brain is like bouncing around because it hit on every single level I wanted it to and more. The whole funeral procession, the music, the Brasso using Marva's brick to fucking punch that guy. Like, it was the tension and the build to that action was the most one of the most satisfying things I've ever experienced.
I will say they were like, I don't feel like everyone's story got fully rounded out
because it's not done.
But it's not done. That's why. So that I was a little taken aback like at first, and I was like, oh, like that's the end of the season. Shoot. But there's a whole nother part 2 to this that we're gonna see. And Cyril's alive, like I freaking have been saying, and you guys were like, nah, he's dead. I was like, no, Cyril is in it for the long run.
That moment when he like runs for the bomb when he sees the bomb go, I was like, he's done. I was like, he's gonna die right there.
That was the deception, though. It was meant to make you think that.
Bro, I was not expecting to see Linus again. Linus.
No.
The poor
Mon
man
Mothma was great.
The poor
and we saw Mon Mothma's, but just bringing that up, Mon Mothma's decision.
Yeah.
She gave in.
But the poor Linus Mosk, man, left on the street drinking, and like that scene where they exchange hats on the space bus. I loved that. I loved like picking up in the middle of the shot. Like clearly they were talking to each other. Like, does this hat look better on you or better on me? And they changed it. Like, it's so good. It's so good.
Interesting point though, and I'm flip flopping between it.
But it's all one. Like I don't know. Like
I feel like
Han Solo's character arc isn't concluded at the end of A New Hope, really. I mean,
fair.
I don't know. Like it's part 1 of a story. I can't. I have a hard time.
I think there was a wrap up, but not like a full wrap up because there's a lot more to come. I feel like it did wrap up, especially the moment between, I thought about Cyril. I keep thinking about Cyril. Like he's had his arc.
Yeah, the moment between Cyril and Dedra, like that was.
Did you think they about a?
No.
Did you think they go? For 1 second. One second.
Okay. I thought about it, but I went. That's
I
not
thought about it.
I went. No way. That's what's gonna happen.
Yeah, I was like, I was audibly saying, no way, no way.
The implication there is clear that he is going to be a part of the ISP now. Like he is going to be fully.
Yeah, and he's going to be probably a scary
Dude,
ass ISB agent.
When she was getting fucking like carried away, oh my god.
Yeah, I know, she's getting really ripped apart, kind of.
Like,
so I was like, is she about to die?
She gets off like one shot and then just gets starts screaming. I was like, dude, this show.
There's like 5 or 6 people on her and like tearing her fucking and her screams, dude. Brutal.
It's a crazy show, man. It's so.
I loved the shot. Oh my god, what's her name? The blonde one.
Wow, Vel
running into the smoke, the explosion.
The camera work, Ben. Oh, it was so good.
Cha-ching! That's a good sound effect. That's not like, I don't know why it's like a money sound effect.
Ka-ching!
Ka-ching! I don't know. Just doing stuff.
It
was great. Great. Tense. Built the tension so well.
Dude, no, my favorite. Okay, dude, like I said, I could talk about this for literally hours. The time grappler.
That's what we're here for,
finally getting to be a part of the because when you see it in episode 3, the that's what a reckoning sounds like the banging. I was like, okay, I want to see the time grappler come into this in some way, and to finally get him as part of the revolution, just fucking hammer it away, and he just kicks the stormtrooper off. I was like, yes.
He was gonna do like a Boba thing and use his use the things to like smash the helmet.
I loved the kick.
Loved him.
It just made me so happy. Marva's speech, like it was just so. I was so pumped, man. I don't know if you can tell.
It's a good show. I'm with you. It's a good show.
It hit me like nothing, but like Boba.
Nothing has hit me like as hard as this in a while.
It made it made me emotional. I got emotional, man. I got really emotional when she's giving that speech and you're seeing everyone's faces.
I think about like Luke, but Luke is a different. In Mando, like Luke is different.
Oh,
but
yeah. That's different. This is emotional because we've built up Ferrix as this place. You're just seeing these people's faces, and when you're watching them get shot, like this is the most. Even though it's the small scale thing, the brutality of it, just the stormtroopers firing into the crowd of these like small background characters that you've seen throughout the entire show, getting murdered was so sad.
And they hold on those shots.
And they hold on that guy, the radio operator.
The radio operator
on the floor. It's like, god damn, like he gave it all because that speech he gives about dead heroes lifting like, people up. I just couldn't. It was so good, man. It was like, talk about Marva taking it to the Empire. She
literally did. We watched it happen, and I. That street, that road is just so like how long it was. Like, Rick's Road. I mean, Rick's Road. I like the so good.
It was so good. The whole thing, the shots, all of the shots. It just looked so good too. It felt like I was in that world. That's because.
And it wasn't like, and this could easily have been a shotted. Oh my god, edited and shot like really poorly, and could have been like quick cuts and like all this stuff, like, but it wasn't.
Shinobi. Sort of like that.
I don't know what you're talking about. But it wasn't, dude. It was shot so well and edited so well, and it easily could have been bad. Easily, a scene like that.
Like
an episode like that.
Oh.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about.
A great concept ruined by post-production? What? No way. That's not possible.
They put the grain in post?
They put the grain in post.
Hold up.
I can't get over it. Why did they do it?
Is that? Hold up. Who just said that?
This show makes me mad. It makes me more mad about how much.
Oh really? Yeah, literally. Me too, dude. But
sometimes it makes me.
Sometimes life is hard.
Holy fuck!
Those films are hard.
Thinking about more.
Show is hard.
Nemec's manifesto being read over the montage of all the characters in the thunderstorm. Holy shit! Talk about an edit. Can you turn my mic? Am I quiet?
You turn up. I don't know. Maybe it's I'm just loud. I overpower you a lot, and my mic is.
Am I not quiet? I don't want to. I'm yelling, so I don't want to.
You're fine.
Anyways, the montage over Nemec's manifesto as Cassian's listening to it for the first time, and he's like, "You just have to try."
Let us know that's good.
Talking, huh?
Said, let us know if I was talking to.
Oh yeah.
The people.
Like. That is one of my favorite things that I've ever seen in Star Wars. The Luthen looking through the thunderstorm, Dedra showing up, all of it edited together. Bix when
literally everybody mixed into one place, and everybody converged.
Narratives converging. It's so good.
Literally yes, and it was done
masterfully.
Unbelievably well.
This was.
I mean, the only one who wasn't there, I guess, a main player was Mon Mothma, but you know,
absolutely masterful. The Stone and Sky thing, like when Bix like
yep,
looks out the window and they start.
Stone and Sky. That's what the episode should have been called. Stone
so good.
and Sky. Stone and Sky.
So good.
I just like, there's so much more I know there is. I mean, even just like, I just love like the moment when like, Andor's in that little at the top of the building, like that little, I don't know what the area.
He's peering through, yeah.
A ledge thing, yeah. He's peering through, and then like the Death Troopers like converge on him, and like is he even aware of what's going on right now? And like he just, even that little moment, and then he's in the sewer grate after that. So good. Death Troopers looks cool. Oh my god, when the Imperial shuttle was flying in, those shots were.
I know. It looked. The whole thing was one
good.
Of the most like cinematic. Like I want to see this on the big screen.
Yes.
Download this into my brain. Pump it into my veins.
Literally put the segment arcs into theater experiences.
Hello. Hi, Lisa. It was magical. I don't know. This is like the best. This was the best. I was like, this is easily the best episode of the show. But my like one of my favorite Star Wars things.
I don't know if it was my favorite ep.
Oh, it was my favorite ep. There's too much.
I gotta think about it. I agree though, but everything
Nemec,
was
finally hearing Nemec's manifesto and fully seeing Cassian turn from this guy. Oh, what Marva said, because Brasso delivered the message that. Like once he became this person, he'd be an unstoppable force, and knowing all like the thematic stuff lining up that he was helping build the Death Star, this machine that will kill him, and he's becoming this force for the rebellion that he will ultimately just sacrifice himself. He will do all this. Like we're learning about all of his friends and personal connections and everything he will willingly give up, what the Empire took for him, and everything that he is going to give up for Jyn, for that cause. It just hit, man. Like
it's good.
It is so well developed, and in the context now of Rogue One, this is what I said before.
Yeah, no, this season alone adds so much more to Rogue One. Elevated Rogue One, dude, and it's one of my personal favorite Star Wars movies, or in my top 5 or 6, whatever. But it's in the top. I love Rogue One, and this movie again.
This is pushing it.
And
this is what I was saying before. Rogue One is it's a finale to this.
It's gonna be the season 3 of Andor. It's now, it's.
And now we're seeing it.
It's another arc. And here's a Gibbs report. Andor is good.
What is that, bro? What is that PFP?
You never seen this?
What is that? No, I haven't seen that.
We should put that on the Yoda tier list. That would have been a good one.
Yeah, why was that there?
Oh, there. Yeah. So much to like, so much to enjoy, and it's 10 out of 10. It's a 10 out of 10 show.
Yeah,
this top to bottom, every arc has been so good, good. Remember the prison arc? Do you remember that one? That one was good.
All of the thematic.
Remember when Andy Serkis was in the show?
Like, think about the heist and Nemec and Skeen and what Skeen represented, and when Andor killed Skeen and what he did, he took the money and ran, and he went to Naimos and he was out of it, and then seeing him again with Melshi on that same beach, hearing that his mom died, and now this. And yes, and then when he comes back and he's talking He's talking to Brasso, right? In the sewer. Yeah. When he's like, I went back for her. I meant to come back for her, and like, we left on a really bad terms, and I like feel awful for it. And he was like, no, like, and he was giving the message that. I know, that's what I'm telling you. And he says once she knew, she told me to tell you, like, it wasn't your fault.
Emotional.
It was incredibly emotional.
Because Andor started to blame himself, and he was like, oh well, if I only had more time, and I was just like all this stuff, and I was like, damn, it's real.
Yeah, I feel that gives. I think I too would probably put House of the Dragon a smidge above this.
I need to watch it.
But this was House of the Dragon season 1 is similarly like fires on all cylinders at all times, and you're like, whoa. This also, now that it's ended this way, it also is like that, where everything has purpose, everything builds, everything has meaning, and Jesus Christ, like I can't get it out of my head.
Jesus Christ!
I can't. It's crazy. It's been drilled into my head, man. The band playing.
So I dressed up as Cassian Andor for Halloween.
Like the way
2016.
The way the camera. No, I haven't seen that. The way the camera.
I'll show you. I'll have to
the way
find
the
it.
camera moved when they first start to hear, when the Imperials first start to hear
Yeah.
Time grappler, hitting it one at a time. And you see the band start to play in. You realize that, Brasso says, you take care of yourself, I'll take care of Marva. And this whole town is rallying around this one thing. It's just so moving. It's so good.
It's a good song.
It makes me angry that
it makes you. Oh, that's not good.
It makes me angry that like the show is being slept on. Like no one is watching it.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. I mean, like I assume everybody here has seen it. I would assume, but tell your friends to freaking watch the show, please. And if they, because you know what, here's the thing. So some of my roommates like in college, like Star Wars used to be like good. I'm not feeling it like really anymore. I haven't been feeling it for the past few years. I'm like, that's fair. Watch this show. It'll bring you back. Trust me. It is worth the watch. It is worth the time. It is some of those satisfying Star Wars, I think, for me, period. Like top to bottom. Like as for story.
I didn't think this is such a played out story. I didn't think I would want to see again how a rebellion is formed. But this,
I do. But you do.
It's Luthen Rail.
I feel like it did so much more than that, though, too.
Luthen Rail is the magic bullet here that takes a show about Cassian Andor and
elevates it
and takes it up. Because to bring in someone like that to connect all the dots between Mon Mothma, between Cassian. I mean, he really is the glue of the show. Like he connects all the threads together.
I mean, he's the middleman, literally.
And Stellan Skarsgård's performance, giving this moral clarity about like these ethical problems when he's talking to Saw, when he's talking to Lonnie. Like those monologues, they take the show from just another Star Wars show to a damn good just season of television, period. Like Dime says, I don't know if I agree about one of the best seasons of television ever, but like in terms of like top 20
in terms of Star Wars stuff,
Star Wars, it's number one. I mean, for me anyway. Like it's like wow.
Well, here's how I could see this continuing too, because I mean, like this I've been thinking like it kind of reminds me of kind of how Mando turned out, with Mando season 1 being just like a solid friggin' season. And then obviously season 2 expanding so much more far beyond that.
The craft.
And I think that Andor may in that way follow that and will incorporate more of a characters, because I feel like a common complaint with the show has been like, well, there's no legacy characters or characters I recognize in the show, which I think is, I don't really understand that one, but okay. But I mean, and I'm also kind of answering this. Ghost Crew, like all the rebel sects that hopefully like we'll be able to see at some point. I mean, like I would go even as far as we'll see what happens in Bad Batch season 2, but the Bad Batch, like Bail, Tarkin and Krennic are a no-brainer now, because I mean, if you saw the end credit scene, there's we mentioned this before, but the Death Star. Vader is, I would even push Vader likely. Palpatine is probably very likely to be in some of the Senate scene at one point. Like, there's so much. K2SO, that's happening. But
I mean, it's the Ghost Crew almost has to be in it.
Has to be, right? At least Hera.
Because of the way that the rebellion is declared, unless they skip over that. But I mean, Tony has said that we will cover the Gorman revolt and the Gorman massacre,
which was introduced in Rebels.
And like Mon Mothma, voiced by Genevieve O'Reilly, has all those scenes with the Ghost Crew. So it's hard. It'd be hard to like avoid at least a cool cameo, but we'll see. We'll see on that front.
A special guest has arrived.
But wait, before AJ comes in.
Spoiler!
It's AJ.
You spoiled it. Come on, man.
I just had that thought when you started your season 2 thing. Just the technical craft. I was thinking about the shot where it starts on Mon, and she looks this way out the window of her speeder, and Perrin's like, what are you thinking about? And as she turns, like she meets in her frame again, and then it cuts to Vel, and then she turns the other way. It's like one continuous head turn, but because they're cousins and they're part of the same family, and I was like, oh, it's so good.
The connection. Oh,
it was so good. All right, let's bring it.
Here he is. Well, spoiler already happened, but welcome to the show, AJ.
Hey, I love that shot that Levi just mentioned. I had that in my notes as well. That was a great shot.
You did. Awesome.
We've been like literally screaming and ranting about the show.
I would
for
hope
the past 20 minutes now. So
I can't get it out of my head, AJ. It's so good.
I know.
But AJ, welcome to the show. And but what did you think of the finale of Andor season 1?
The finale was perfect. The season was perfect. The credit scene was was something. It felt like a little out of place, but it was fun. Like,
yeah,
it was fun.
Yeah, it was an end credit scene.
Yeah, and then Cassian's story obviously connects to the Death Star anyway, so it's a good connection.
That's
it's
sure.
fun.
And he helped build it.
Yeah, crazy, right?
Yep.
Crazy.
But yeah, I've been dying to talk to you guys every week. I feel like I was busy and not able to come on. So this is the finale, so I had to come in.
Well, we're glad you're here. But
and go Eagles.
But
that's
doing well.
Come on, you're outnumbered there, buddy.
Right,
sorry.
I just had to put that out there. That lost last week. I guess the Commanders was rough, but what are you gonna do? Sorry, I don't like Tom Brady or Bill Belichick. I know Tom Brady's not even on the Patriots. But you're wearing that hat. But you're wearing that hat, and it brought back emotions. I'm thinking about it.
The Patriots could use Brasso on their.
Yes,
that's what I'm saying.
Brasso.
I mean, this show
was
is
that
like
a bottle of mustard?
No.
Actually, technically, yes, it was.
I thought
this is mustard bottle though.
No, it
Flashback
was.
to the ketchup.
It is. It's an organic.
It was originally. Oh yes, I remember.
You know the story about this? This is an appropriated mustard bottle.
I know you guys drink ketchup or used to on this show, so
we did.
We did.
Oh
my god! That's a unfortunately retired show.
But
Damn.
AJ, I know.
Bring that back.
You brought up Brasso. This show is like a veritable glup shitto gold mine. Like,
oh yeah,
it's amazing. Like, everyone is a glup shitto, but at the same time, everyone is like the heart and soul of Star Wars. It's amazing. I love it.
Yes.
No one is unimportant, and yet I can't get over it.
That's a great point. No one is unimportant, and I think everyone got their fair share of screen time throughout the whole show, and especially in this last episode. Everybody got a moment.
Yeah.
Which I loved.
Like everyone came together on Ferrix. I mean, except Mon Mothma.
Except Mon Mothma.
Those people, but yeah. Pretty crazy. And I don't know what you guys have talked about so far, but
no, we can run it through again.
Unleash your thoughts.
What are some of your favorite moments? We don't. Mind.
We were just rewatching it, and I just think it's funny that like Cyril came there with Mosk. The ISB guys are there, at least Deidre, and the rebels are there. Luthen's rebels.
Andor
by a landslide for me. But anyways,
by a landslide. Love Mando though.
Yeah, of course. But I love how like none of those groups that were there even saw Cassian. Like Cassian, like they didn't even they blew it, and obviously the spark of rebellion there helped that. But still, it's just
and Nemec almost had word for word the spark that will light the fire that will.
Yeah, I was so close. I was so close. It was like right there. It's like a few words off. Yeah, I noticed that too. Oh man, just that entire fight when the bomb was thrown, and then the box fell with all the pulse grenades or whatever they were, and they exploded, and then it was the smoke cloud, and shit went crazy.
The marching band was it added.
The marching band was so cool.
Yeah.
Seeing all the Star Wars instruments, I love Star Wars instruments. Star Wars.
We got a ton of them.
It'd be great if it was just again. It was like Max Rebo and Figure and Dan, like Book of Boba.
Yeah,
like it was Garza's band. Like they pulling up playing in the
Can
parade.
Max march though? Doesn't he only have?
Yeah, he only has feet.
Can
So he'd be like rolling around or something.
Is his thing mobile? Could he?
It could be. We could
be moved, or could he have? Yeah.
Could it plop him on top of B2 Emo and just have him roll?
Yeah. That's
a great idea.
Oh my god, B2 Emo.
Yeah.
Not heavy B2 Emo, but he was even great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you got to see Cassian again, and then
got kicked over though, which I didn't like. I don't think anybody liked
I love how that was the last straw. Like he threw B2
yeah,
over,
and they were like, no, nope. And then
using the brick, man. The brick hit is so.
The brick, the brick hit was good.
The arm hit, the droid arm, like just laying on the ground.
There's an arm.
Brasso uses an arm later to save the bomb kid.
The bomb kid, yeah.
I forget his name.
Oh, yes, the
Pax kid.
Yeah, Pax kid.
Yeah.
But you asked me my favorite moment. I'd go Marva's speech. I mean, you have to, right? Like, anytime I hear that, my blood just gets boiling.
Emotional.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think and I brought this up before, but I loved the moment with Andor and Brasso when Andor was talking to him about Marva and being like starting to like blame himself and like, oh, he left on bad terms, and like then Brasso delivered Marva's message to him and he felt reassured, which was nice. And yeah, that was a wonderful scene. Scene in the sewer there.
Have you guys talked about the flashback with Clem?
I brought it up briefly, but
random little thing.
We can,
yeah,
that's cool.
And he said something about like looking at the ground or something and not seeing what's around you. I don't know, but it reminded me of Jin saying like to in Rogue One to Saw, like it's not a problem if you don't look up. It's kind of it's kind of a similar line. So that was cool.
Can you bear to see the Imperial flag?
I wanted
can you bear to see?
The only thing I wanted more in this season was probably more Saw, but I mean it was good. It's crazy. We got.
I think he's a no-brainer for next season though too.
Yeah, of course. I wish it was gonna be 3 seasons.
I know.
I want more.
For the sake of literally just wanting more, I want that too. But
yeah, in season 2, I saw someone mention it in your comments.
We were talking. I mean, like,
we're gonna get time jumps and.
Yes, I mean anything is possible now at this point. I mean, we've established all our Andor, our Andor show characters, but now I feel like they can absolutely, still have those characters and still have their arcs, but they can now bring in, I mean, a common complaint with the show is, people we don't recognize. There's not a lot of people that we recognize in the show, which I think is kind of a silly argument. But
God forbid there's new characters.
Yeah, God forbid there's new characters. But
we'll see K2.
But they can come in now. I think. Yeah. I mean, K2. So that's already confirmed. So that's not even a debate. But I mean, like Krennic is a no-brainer. I mean, I think that's been said too, right? Krennic was. I mean,
maybe we'll see Galen.
Krennic, Galen. Even that's fair too.
Do you guys remember in like 2019 at Celebration? Where like around Celebration time when the Andor show was like going to be like a buddy cop thing with K2SO
yeah,
and that was what it was going to be.
Oh man,
how different it was. Because, and I know this because at the panel I went to a Celebration with my mother, and there was a panel which she went to where Warwick Davis interviewed Alan Tudyk and talked about, because at that point Bob Iger on the phone had already been like, there's an Andor show. And so it already been like announced like rumored that he was in it. And so
I forgot.
Alan Tudyk had like action figures of Cassian and K2 and was like doing like little bits like, this is what the show's gonna be. And like he was messing around because at that point he was in the show. It was going to be like a buddy, like it's Cassian.
I want to see that script.
But like it's just the final product we got is so different than that.
Drastically different in every way.
How far it's come.
Yeah. I mean, well, that still potentially could have elements of that in season 2 though.
Yeah,
of course. No, I just think it's funny that like this show has been on such a journey, like most Star Wars projects, honestly. But so yeah, I'm just so grateful that it ended up where it was.
Yeah,
Same.
Blown away.
It is like. Oh, go ahead. Right.
No, go ahead.
Okay, I was gonna say like it might be. I don't know about you, AJ, but it might be. It's tough, but it could be my favorite like new Star Wars thing, like past decade Star Wars thing. It's just that it's that good, and it's 12 episodes, so it's like 10 hours of content.
Yeah,
it's hard to beat like that much development time.
True. I agree. It's up there, top 3, top 2, top 3. I don't know.
Like even the magic of some of the movies, the builds of the your Kino Loys or your Skeens or in the first episode, the stuff with Brasso paying off in the end, and just the build of Ferrix as a community. Cyril, the look on Cyril's face when everyone's dying around him, and seeing that same guy later as Luthen walks by him in the street, like that. That's something you point out. Like no one actually interacted; they were all there and witnessing the same thing,
and they were very close proximity to each other.
Luthen was literally like Cyril walked by.
It was Cyril, and then it was Luthen.
Oh, man, it's crazy.
Yeah,
and all the stuff with Cinta and Vel, and that developing that relationship, and clearly seeing Vel sort of fall more into Mon Mothma's camp and less out of the Saw Gerrera Luthen camp.
Yeah,
I'm glad you also noted that shot, AJ, because I was like, well, anyone know what I was like, if I bring this up, will anyone know what I'm talking about? Because it's so specific. But the vibe that it captures, and like the emotion of like, clearly she's not happy. She didn't want to kill Cassian. She did not want to do that.
I didn't think she wanted to.
They actually used the shots to communicate something that wasn't done by dialogue, which is hasn't been done in a little while.
Well, the show, it doesn't hold your hand. It just doesn't hold your hand.
I know. And that's what I love about it. I'm trying. Yeah. Oh yeah. No.
I hope the show wins like all the Emmys.
Every Oscar category. I think it nails.
So Luke, I believe it's Luke Hull, who designed Chernobyl, designed the show, and
Oh.
they actually built Ferrix. Like almost all of Ferrix there was built, and they're doing something similar for the Acolyte, and I really hope that the Acolyte can deliver.
You know, I just thought about in that sizzle reel, the first thing we saw from Andor, they had built the Yavin 4 base.
Well, no, I think that was stuff from Rogue One.
That was from Rogue One?
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
That takes me back a bit. I forget the sizzle reel.
In that sizzle, the first 30 seconds are like Rogue One footage.
It's all like Yavin.
Is it?
I swear to God. I swear to God. I just started to think about that.
Sounds familiar.
Hold on.
Are you sure it's not just footage from Rogue One?
Let me see if I can find it.
I forgot about the Acolyte now that you bring that up. So
yeah, and the Acolyte.
When's that come out?
Acolyte isn't even close. Like I imagine Acolyte will be like Andor level of quality, but with Jedi, which is even more exciting.
Acolyte's filming now, so it's going to be the 2023 like end of year show. To my understanding.
Wow. So that'll be
like the December, like the Book of Boba, how Book of Boba was to 2021.
Okay. Nice. Man.
But yeah, that's gonna be like a full on same Pinewood, same deal this had, and that has me so excited to like set something like this to bring this level of production quality into...
Did you guys see what you're saying reminds me of it? Steel, obviously. Steel Wars.
Yep.
He tweeted out something about how he loves how in Hollywood they're filming like the comic booky type Star Wars shows, and in Pinewood they're doing these Andor type, big boy shows. I don't want to call it that, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But it's such a cool blend of things for Star Wars. I think it's a really good thing. So
I think so too. I'm really happy with. I've seen a lot of tweets today now that Andor is done. Some people not liking it, which is okay, but looking forward to 2023 and the Bad Batch being like 2023 is gonna be the best year for Star Wars because it's got Mando 3, Ahsoka, and that's all fair because I think it will be very good for Star Wars. But I remember in 2021 when people were like, 2022 is gonna be the year because it's got Book of Boba.
And maybe I lied. I
don't know. I was thinking about that because it seems like some people have been let down by 2022. But I think this inner movie time between Rise of Skywalker and whatever movie comes next, I don't know. Like looking back on the year for Star Wars between
great year.
I loved Book of Boba.
It's a great year for Star Wars.
I'm glad Kenobi exists in canon. Like I really like that story, despite execution sometimes. And Andor is.
What did you? I know. Beyond. I came on your show to talk about Kenobi a couple of times, but like, what did you guys think of that show?
Where do we land on
it?
I like
production-wise, it was.
What tier are we putting it?
It was tough.
No, we don't have to rank it.
Production. Rank it.
I remember coming out of Kenobi being like, I love Obi-Wan, one of my favorite characters, obviously. And we had some friends that were on the show, and it was a cool journey to see them do that. And it was good. We had the finale. I thought was awesome with Kenobi. But like, I came out of that show kind of being like, I missed the movies, like like Star Wars series, and Boba Fett I loved, but I don't know. And then we got Andor, and I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. It was just so refreshing.
Yeah,
to get Andor.
It's also because like I forgot Star Wars could look that good and like could be that good, respectfully to the other stuff.
Yeah.
Have you watched Kenobi since? Have you rewatched that since?
The finale a couple times.
Yeah.
I don't know why my mic went down there, but I don't know why. But the finale kind of just stands alone to me than the rest of the show. I wish if that was a movie instead of a show.
It should have been a movie.
It should have been
like that would have been. I don't know. And I don't want to talk down Kenobi or anything. It was a fun time. But...
No, I get it. I mean, yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. I think I wasn't like 100% in love with the story, but again, like we've gotten so much info now as to what some of the other ideas being thrown around were, and I think this was a better version of all of that stuff.
To tie it back to Andor, I love in Nemec's manifesto how he talks about there's so many legions and battalions of people who are fighting and they don't know yet that they're part of this bigger cause, and that's what the path is. Like I thought about how the path connects.
That was my favorite thing for Kenobi. The path.
The path connects into this broader picture of people just resisting across the galaxy and these little acts of insurrection, and there are these small groups of 1,000 people here, 1,000 people there, but across a galaxy of trillions, like it adds up to something, and that's what Luthen and Mon are putting together. Because I actually think that the path stuff in Kenobi is the stuff I like the least. Not necessarily because of the story aspects of it, but just because I don't really like the visual quality of Jabim. I don't think it looks.
I enjoyed its inclusion. I mean, again, the production. I mean, I feel like on all sides of the show, unfortunately, the production brought it down.
I'm a really big fan of the story of Kenobi, and like I said when you asked me, I'm really glad that it exists in canon and the way it does, because I think it, despite what some people say, I think it actually does respect and add a lot to Vader and Kenobi's relationship going out of Revenge of the Sith and then in the originals. I think that development is needed. I champion that of, Obi-Wan once thought as you do. Why does he say that in episode 6?
Yeah.
And just little things, like even how he got the scar on his head when Luke takes off the mask, like
that's one of the best shows.
I like
one of the best moments.
I like that. I like that stuff has been added to canon. Yeah. Execution, not always my favorite, but the majority of the show, I'd say solid 75% to 80% of that show, I'm like really on board with. Episodes 1 and 2 and like 6, I agree
with that. Yeah.
All over it.
Yep.
3 and 4 have some shaky stuff, and then but 5 also has some really good stuff. Like, I don't know. It's just it is what it is. It's like what Steele said. Like it has a different feel. It's not. If we're talking
Book of Boba was the same thing where like you kind of grab some bits and pieces that were amazing from the show. Maybe all the way through it wasn't great, but you have some really top tier Star Wars.
I disagree with that because I love Boba all the way through.
Yeah,
I like that show a lot too, but I mean, it was a little disjointed.
It has some tough moments.
I think Boba Fett was a better show than Kenobi was, though.
I don't know.
Corey and Aubrey are gonna be watching this and want to kill us probably.
They will. Yeah. I know. For a fact Corey will agree.
Kenobi was a better show. I don't agree. Kenobi was a better show because Boba literally. But as a show though, like Boba went from Boba stuff to Mando back to Mando.
But I think there's something to be said that Boba is tonally and like production-wise, it is consistent with Mandalorian and it flows as part of that story. Kenobi is its own version of that, like what Deborah Chow did with like it doesn't feel the same. It doesn't feel like Mandalorian. It doesn't feel like Book of Boba feels like Mandalorian, and it's all part of that same story. Like remember Chapter 5, man, Return of the Mandalorian is hot fire. That is top tier. Top tier.
But it's not Boba.
No, but it's part of that
show.
Still
the show, yeah. I get what
I know. That debate's always
part of the Mandalorian. We can have that debate a million times, but Andor. The point is, Andor still feeling like it's adding to that lore, that same lore, even if it feels comic booky in those other shows. I love how shows like this one and hopefully Acolyte will do to things like the Phantom Menace, because that's what Leslie Headland was interested in. Like, what does it look like? What do the Jedi look like before the Phantom Menace? Obviously, we're getting that at High Republic, and this takes place in between that with the Acolyte. But getting context from these longer, more, dialogue heavy, essentially like expositional shows, and then we can play with these fun like action figure shows, which is like Mando, like here we got the Mandalorian action figure shows. That's what it's like, though. Like here's my Moff Gideon, and here's my my Mandalorian, and here they fight, and
I agree.
And it's awesome. It's so awesome, but those shows do not have nearly the same depth as something like Andor. It is very, very different. But by the same token, Andor doesn't get to have that fun action, and that's what Brent has been on the show talking about how to him, Andor doesn't feel the same because it doesn't have that level, a quality of fun or lightheartedness that some of the other Star Wars stuff does, and that's true. I mean, it just isn't there. Like, yes, you have this end action scene. But my God, I was not happy watching that end action scene. Watching those people get murdered, like I was feeling. I was like, "This." It
wasn't an exciting. It was it was exciting in a brutal way, much more brutal way than
it's the same with the Prison Break, where it's this moment, but it's this moment of catharsis. But then you get hit with the "I can't swim," and it's like you're gutted. It's a whole different kind of storytelling. Yeah. Where like I can just go on making the comparisons, but
on that brutal note, though. AJ, you do have a stream.
As soon as I came in, I gotta head out, but I wanted to talk to you guys. So.
All right. Well, I was sort of ranting there, but if you,
I know.
I'll let him.
We'll talk soon. Next,
thank you for coming on, AJ.
We'll probably end this stream pretty soon here, and then I'll.
We'll probably end, and then go check out the Holnet Marauder stream, and like right now.
Like
the majority of people who watch this watch it on the VOD, so go check out the VOD of the Holnet Marauder stream because this is long gone.
That's right. All right, thanks for coming on, AJ. See you, buddy.
Yeah, talk to you later.
Bye. Look at that, huh?
You see what I'm saying, though? Like, I think there's a place for both of them, and I love it.
Yeah. No, and I've always been trying to think about like what my I don't know, like what the difference is. Like it's different feeling, like wholeheartedly. Like, and I think it's funny the way you put it, like as a action figure show or a toy, but like it's kind of, it does feel.
That's what it is, though. I mean, that's the vibe.
Because I mean, like visually, fucking like Mando figures are much cooler than the Andor figures. Like I don't have any of the Andor figures actually yet. I need to get some, but
exactly, they're not.
It's just one of the, yeah.
Exactly, that's exactly my point. Andor does not make good action figures.
True.
It's just people in clothes because they talk, and that show is about exposition and dialogue and story. Whereas Mandalorian is about some good ass Star Wars spectacle that also ties into the broader story.
Star Wars spectacle. That's a good. Not the Andor doesn't have spectacle, which it absolutely does.
It's just
but it's done
different ways of approaching it, and both to me are very welcome. And
wholeheartedly.
I'm all about it. Don't take it as
I want more of both.
Yeah, don't take it as a degradation of one, because I'm someone who, as if you're a viewer of this channel, probably know, I like all Star Wars. I appreciate all aspects of it. Because I feel fortunate. We were talking. I wish Ben were here, because we were talking the other day. And what did Ben say? Ben was just like, I'm sad I don't like the sequels. Like, I wish I was a sequel.
Yeah, we were talking about, we had another sequel little chat. Yeah, we were. Chat. I feel the same way. I like them more than he does, but yeah, they're not my go-to Star Wars movies, unfortunately, which I wish they were, and maybe in time they will. I don't know.
But my point being is just that I think there's plenty of room for both kinds of storytelling, and one is not
wholeheartedly
better than the other.
And I think that's the path that
Star Wars is taking.
Lucasfilm is taking, and I'm here for it.
And I think it's a worthwhile discussion that we can have on the stream here, because there's been a lot of talk lately about, now that Bob Iger is back, is Kathleen Kennedy getting fired?
What's the direction going to be?
What's the direction going to be? And personally, like I brought it up with the tweets, people complaining about, maybe 2022 wasn't that good of a year for Star Wars. I love all of the.
I don't understand that, because I think we got like such a wide range of content that, like, I feel like fits like different people.
I know, but Johnny, you don't really like Book of Boba or Kenobi. Think about if you were someone who also hated Andor. Like you'd be like, God damn.
But there's Tales too. But I don't know. Like, there's 4 shows. If you don't like any of the 4 shows that came out this year, more likely than not, you probably don't like Star Wars. I don't know. Is that like a crazy thing to say?
I liked all of them.
Yeah, I liked them. No, I liked all of them too, with varying degrees of quality. I liked them all. Each of them have their absolutely goated moments.
I want to do a public update that Corey put out Corey Van Dyke of the Convo Call.
Never heard of him.
Put out his updated list, and he put Andor right down with Resistance, and I went.
Which is, I love him with everything in me, but I can't wrap my head around it.
I see you, Corey. I see you.
We see you.
That's what I have to say to that.
Staring to the camera.
Awa's spirit is mighty. God, I saw Glass Onion today. Great movie. Go see it, please.
Shout out.
I want Ryan Johnson to succeed, so he'll come back to make Star Wars. But every time, the worst part of my movie going experience is having to sit through the Avatar trailer. I've seen it like 20 times, and each time I'm like, I keep pointing out more things where I'm like, is this going to be good?
Do we have to cover Avatar?
Or is it going to be really mid? And I get really like, man.
I think it's going to be mid. I think people are hyping it up too much.
Could be really good.
I think it might be even a repeat of the first movie.
James Cameron's last movie was Terminator Dark Fate. Remember this.
And that wasn't good.
He wrote the story for that movie.
You guys need to be aware of who James Cameron is. Okay? That's all I need to say. That's all I'm going to say.
We love him. Just like we love John Watts. Friend of the show, John Watts.
Friend of the show, John Watts.
Let's bring that bit back.
Chips.
That's a deep cut. That's such a deep John Watts cut.
Yeah, look it up. Look up John Watts chips, and then you'll understand.
Anyway. Yeah. So is this? Yeah. Go, because Fives, previously known as Goat Nation, asked earlier Mandalorian season 1 or Andor season 1, and after watching like Parks's Artur Parks, friend of the channel. We gotta bring him back on.
We do. I don't know.
We absolutely gotta bring him back on to talk sometime,
especially for this show.
We should do it next week and like an Andor retrospective with him.
We can do that.
Anyway, after he did a beautiful, wonderful video essay on Mandalorian season 1 that we had him on for to talk about, and that I already liked Mandalorian season 1, but with his perspective and adding some context, even more context to the creative endeavor behind it, Mandalorian season 1 is also one of those.
Oh no, it's
where it
underrated.
Is nearly, in my opinion, nearly perfect in the notion
wholeheartedly
of what they set out to do in its execution. And I think Andor season 1 is much the same way.
Did the same, yeah.
I just think that for me,
but there is still that divide of it being.
I know, but one's not
stylistically different.
Yeah, it's just, but it depends on what mood I am.
I know that too.
Like sometimes I look at my action figures and I go, I want to watch an action figure ass show.
Yeah, I was saying an action figure ass show. That's such a good. That's such. You figured it out. That's such a good.
But
way of putting
sometimes I'm like, I want to sit down and watch.
I want to watch an action figure ass show.
A 3-hour arc of Andor that'll make me cry at the end. I'm like, I can do that too, though.
And I can do that too. I can't swim.
Can't swim. Like that shit.
I can't swim.
Fucking sucked. That hurt me. That hurt me when you said that. I went like this.
I audibly was like trying to figure out like what he could like what he could do, but not much.
Not much.
In that situation. Good. So. Let's see. We got a long comment here. We'll see if it's anything. Luthen will bring Cassian into the deep folds of the Infant Rebellion. Valencinta will accept Cash. But Luthen assistant is not all in on having Cassian in the fold. Yeah.
I'm excited to see more of that whole dynamic. Tony Gilroy has said though, Michael, that season 2 will pick up like almost a year after where
it'll be a year.
Season 1 ended. So we will see. And
then we don't know what the time jumps will be between arcs from then.
Well, we do kind of. He just actually came out and told us today. Tony does that because they're filming it now.
Tony does like to do those things.
They are going to be, each one will be set during a different year, but these arcs are only going to be a couple days or a couple weeks of this time, and then a bunch of space in between.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, look, so there's going to be a lot of, as he put it, like dead time, where he's going to have to. They're going to try and fill in the gaps with just what they do, storytelling. Like certain things are going to be different, and you're going to have to, as a viewer, going to have to interpret,
piece it together.
So we'll see.
Which is exciting. I like when shows challenge audiences. That's pretty good. It's pretty like a cool thing that shows do sometimes.
Pretty cool. I think this show is pretty cool, Johnny. I don't know.
I think I
like Star Wars. I like Star Wars.
Star Wars a bit. I've been known to like enjoy.
So looking on, we're about 1 week from now. Willow comes out, and I'm going to enjoy Willow. Thankfully, because I like the movie, and I've heard good things, and it's solo, so I know I'll like it because It
looks good. The trailer looks great.
I'm a simp for that kind of content. But we are about 4 or 5 weeks away now from Bad Batch season 2, unless it comes out earlier.
Unless it's a surprise. Hey, we're starting it now, which we're hoping, but
as we talked about in the pod, so there shouldn't be too much dead time here between the next Star Wars project, but it'll be exciting. We're finally we're just gonna roll right out of Andor and should feel like right into Bad Batch, and then into Mando, into Ahsoka, into Visions season 2.
Next year is going to be insane. If you thought this year was insane, next year is going to be pretty wild for stuff. So we're gonna have a lot of good shows. I mean, Mando 4, Bad Batch season 2, Ahsoka, like you said. Acolyte won't potentially win.
I think Acolyte's going to be the very end of the year. Like
end of the year.
Like it's going to be the December show because they're filming it right now. They started production like last month. If they finish early next year, 6 months.
I think that seems likely. But man, I mean, next year's gonna be awesome. So we'll just wait and see what happens there. I don't know. Overall, though, I mean, this is essentially it for Star Wars this year. We'll answer this first.
I think you're absolutely right, Michael.
Cassian will become Luthen's main troubleshooter. Yeah, we will see Cassian actually do more assassination than even the rebellion. I think so as well, which I'm very excited by.
That is a big part of.
I think it's good. I mean, this is where I think that buddy cop stuff may come.
Well, he's in now, though. I mean,
A2SO.
I mean, Michael, yeah, you're 100% because
might be working with him.
But at the end, I mean, he says either you kill me or you take me in. So he is willing to die now for this cause. He has committed himself to be like, I am going to do whatever. And so we're absolutely going to see that because by Rogue One, he says, Jin, I got to make it all worth it. I got to do it because if they build that Death Star, if that thing gets online, it'll all be for nothing. And I need to,
take it down.
I got to take it down. I'm willing to give my life.
It's funny that now Cassian is a very, 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 very small hand in the creation of the Death Star. And interesting.
Yeah, he helped build the machine that will literally kill him.
Yep.
But also, you know,
that didn't dawn on me till right now.
But yeah, man. But also simultaneously, he brought about its end, helped bring about its end. And just it made me emotional. His thinking about his entire life, what he does when he's listening to Nemec's manifesto and talking about, and in the context of Luthen's speech and how Cassian is never going to see the galaxy that he helps bring about.
Yep.
And that shit sad.
Crushes you. Yep.
Crushed me. I went, damn.
Sad.
He gave it all. So you're absolutely right.
Andor's got some emotion.
We're gonna see more of that to make it even more sad.
Yay! Sad Star Wars.
Sad story.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys. I mean, to me, Andor 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
Next year, I'm gonna go see if my house is, not on fire.
Not yeah. We got water. We need fire. We need earth, and then we need wind or air.
Yeah, that's okay. Don't need that. But yeah, I think honestly, I might just go hop on over and watch the HoloNet Marauders. I'm gonna be honest. I'll be honest with you, audience. I've loved talking to you guys about it with an hour. We've loved the show.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
I mean, in terms of shows this year, it's the best. It's the best Star Wars show. I don't think that for us is much of a debate, but the other ones can be a debate. But I mean, this even. There's a lot of action stuff. I mean, this is a no-brainer top show.
Yeah.
It gets muddy with the animated stuff because it's hard not to Clone Wars. Yeah, it's hard not to. So.
Yeah.
Because Levi and I are Clone Wars boys, so it's kind of hard.
Big Clone Wars heads.
Kind of hard not to, You know
how it is.
Yeah, you know how it is.
I know how it is. We have a problem. Yeah, talking about Clone Wars.
We should do a haul stream if we both get our.
Maybe.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for watching. If you're watching the VOD, thank you for watching this far. We appreciate all of you guys as always. And everyone who made it to the live, and AJ for coming on. He had to go to his stream, which, like I said, you should definitely go check out as well. The HoloNet Marauders make some badass content. Definitely.
Oh. Friend of the show, Artor. We were just talking about you.
We were.
Actually, we'll message you in a bit. Yeah, and
we summoned Parks.
Resistance maybe better than Andor.
Because we were discussing, earlier we were debating the merits of Mandalorian season 1 versus Andor season 1. I know from Twitter that you are a fan of both. And,
yes.
Your robust video essay on season 1 had us debating which one was better, because I think you could make a case either way, but I think we
both. I absolutely
I think we landed on Andor. I feel like I gotta go with Andor.
Right now, Andor, but I wonder if that will change when we get back into a Mando mood, because again, stylistically they are very different. I mean, stylistically they're different shows. Yeah. So, and they're both. Yeah. I think like the same degree of quality, but they are just stylistically like and it is like
they're fundamentally different kinds of projects.
Fundamentally different,
or not the same. Yeah.
Again, Levi put it really good. It's an action figure ass show, which is a good thing.
Yeah, we were saying that we should. We're probably gonna do a retrospective.
Yeah, he's got love in his heart for both. Understandable.
On the season next week, and I was like, who better to bring on than Parks? We were like, oh, we did your video essay. Like, oh, we could talk to Parks a lot more, and then everything fell apart at the channel. But it's fine. It's all great. Well, not like
we're fine.
We're fine. We're okay. You know how it is. We got busy. We got
fine. Anyways, but thank you everybody again for watching. Let's wait till it gets to exactly 1 hour.
Exactly.
We're at 59. We're at 59:25.
Yeah. In summary, tell everyone to please go watch Andor.
Please, yes, that's like the biggest message I need to spread. Is if I have friends who have been down on Star Wars, and I've been getting them into the show, and they have been loving it so far. So do the same. Do the same as me.
Pick up a funeral.
Get everybody to watch
someone with it who's very evil.
You can watch it on ABC now, right?
Yeah, sure.
Just funny, but please everybody go watch it. I mean, everybody here has seen it, but get your friends to watch it. It's good. But okay, here we go. Thank you everybody for watching, and we'll see you soon.
Bye. Sorry, Park.
Bye.